What's going on, everybody? It's Alondra Marie here on another episode of Out of the Trance. This is going to be um, filmed through video, so if you're listening to the audio, there's a video to it. And if you're listening to the video, thank you. I appreciate you. But anyways, I was on TikTok live the other day, and I asked the people that were watching me, what do they think about podcasts? Do they think that they should have a video company, the audio, and all this stuff? And most of the people said yes. So we're going to start filming the videos to my podcast. I used to record them, but maybe like the first like 3 episodes or whatever the heck, and then I never stayed consistent with it. So we're gonna do it. If you see me wearing the same shirt in 3 different videos, it's because, baby, I created the content on the same day because a girl got a life. Okay. But anyways, I had pre-recorded a video and an audio talking about jealousy, and I never posted it on my actual podcast, but I posted it on my Instagram page, and it got some good traction, but I decided to take it down and redo it. So it's been like maybe like almost 2 years since I did that audio regarding jealousy. So I don't even remember because I can't find the audio file and I can't re-upload it. And I don't remember what the heck I was talking about on that. But I know that I've had some interesting situations happen in the last year that have kind of changed my views on jealousy just a little bit, but I'm still on the same page as I was 2 years ago. And yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys, and maybe some of you might resonate with it, some of you might not, and some of you might be like, yeah, absolutely not. You're tripping. But some of you might be like, yeah, you know what, that makes sense. And that's what I'm here for future reference. I am gonna have some people come on my podcast. I also got some requests to have guests join me for the sake of conversation, and I might even do it with people that are not physically here with me, so the audio might sound a bit different, if we're doing it via the Anchor app or the Spotify app or audio files that are not the same as my files. So just be patient with me as I'm getting this podcast popping, but in the meantime, let's get it popping. So today I wanted to talk about jealousy, like I said. And let me tell y'all my journey with jealousy. Whoo, Lord. I can't even listen. So when I first started dating, I was pretty chill for the most part with my partners. I would always be like, the truth will always come. And I still think like that, but there's a gap in between where I wasn't thinking like that. But anyways, I started off with, the truth will come out when it comes out if you're being shady, if you're doing things you're not supposed to be doing, And I always kept thinking that, and I got played quite a few times. I literally got cheated on my first 2 relationships. So I was like, my first 2 relationships, disclaimer, with a girl. Because with a guy, I'm not even sure if I ever got cheated on. And if I did, I probably don't know about it. And if y'all are watching this video, don't tell me. Ignorance is bliss. But anyways, so I was dating. The first 2 girls that I dated both cheated on me, okay? And the first one, I was like never the jealous type. I was pretty chill. I think she even went and hung out with her ex. Bro, like, now that I say that out loud, that shit don't even make sense. Like, and I said, yeah. I was like, you know what? Go ahead, hang out. Because I'm not possessive. So I was like, yeah, go ahead, hang out with your girl. Whatever. I don't even care. And I said, your girl, being petty. So she goes MIA on me for like a day. And then I'm like, all right, this don't look right. And I met up with her in person, and I just flat out said, I'm like, did y'all have something? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, what? Kiss? Oh, okay. But did y'all fuck though? And she was like, yeah. And like, she had no fucking remorse, right? And that did something to me, because I was just like, if I had at the time, I was thinking, if I had cheated on her, like, and I really liked her, I probably would have been crying. I probably would have been hurt that now I fucked this up so much that we're probably not going to be back to how we were. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I probably would have been crying. Anyways, she was like, no remorse. I said, all right, well, when people give you their trust, like, don't take it for granted. I remember saying that. And she's like, okay. So I was like, all right, bye. And anyways, so I'm like, all right, fast forward, next relationship. I'm still the same way, like super chill, nonchalant. if you gonna fuck up, it's gonna come out anyways. Like, that's how I see it. And well, of course she cheated. So I was like, okay, at this point it's like, what's going on? You feel me? Like, why am I so unlucky? But when that one happened, we tried to work it out, and that's where my jealous tendencies really started seeping out. But a few years later, thinking back on that situation, I feel like a lot of me acting on my jealousy stemmed from having insecurities. And most of those insecurities came from when I got cheated on, and then I decided to work it out with a person that I no longer trust. I'm going to feel insecure about the situation. Therefore, it makes me more prone to acting out on the feelings of jealousy. I hope that kind of made sense how I tied that. And the reason I say that is because I believe jealousy to be a very, very normal thing to feel. Like, we feel that. It just happens. You know what I mean? When you get attached to something, a pet, a kid, your kid, a partner, a family member, I feel like those jealousy feelings are very, very common and normal. The problem is, I feel like we've normalized acting on them because we've entered this idea of monogamous relationships in our society. And I said enter this idea because there's a lot of societies and cultures that do not do monogamy. So I'm only saying that because in monogamy, I feel like we have normalized and made acting out on jealousy okay. So I hope that made sense. I hope that didn't rub off some people the wrong way. But just hear me out. So if we're monogamous, we're choosing to be monogamous, then when we start getting jealous, which is normal, it's normal because we feel that towards anything, right? When we start acting out on the jealousy, it's often normalized. So I've met friends that are like, yeah, I check my partner's phone and we have access to each other's codes to get in the phone. Or, girl, I had his location on, and all this obsessive behavior that don't respect privacy starts becoming normalized. Like, I have a lot of friends that are like that, and I even did that because, again, so back to the cheating portion. So then we start normalizing acting out on the jealousy. So I would be like, who's texting you? Or let me see your phone. Or set your location on. Or I'm gonna go drop you off. Or, like crazy shit, bro. I'm not even gonna cap. I'm not even gonna lie about it. Like, a lot of crazy stuff was happening because of it, right? We chose to be monogamous, and now they kind of breached the trust and the contract, quote unquote, that we have with each other. And it just makes your insecurities come out. And then you're not, a lot of the times when you go through unfortunate things like that, you're not even thinking on your right mind a lot of the times. You're hurt, you're disappointed, you feel betrayed. And so it just makes you more vulnerable and more prone to acting out on the jealousy. But a lot of people display behaviors of jealousy early on before even infidelities occur. Like, I'm telling y'all, like with my parents, my mama would be like, why haven't you answered your phone? Why haven't you answered your phone? Like, who are you? Where are you at? Was it, like questions like that. And I just, But anyways, all in all, basically, monogamous relationships enable a lot of that jealous behavior, even though jealousy is normal. It's kind of like when you feel sad. You can have the feeling, but then what are you doing in response to it? And it's the same thing with jealousy. So my thoughts on jealousy now that I'm away from that toxic relationship, the people I've talked to and entertained, quote unquote, have made it interesting because I've been able to, unlearn that behavior and be like, they're not, in this case, they're not my person. Or when they do become my person, they're their own individual. They're going to go out and about and do things. They're going to have friends. I don't have to be their only friend. I don't have to meet their every need. And that's when I really started comprehending that jealousy, acting out on jealousy, is not necessary at all. At all. Because I can just sit here and just be a good person to them stay true to myself, and I'll not allow myself to get out of character over some feelings, over jealousy. And I can trust my partner. And if I'm not trusting my partner, why am I even with them in the first place? So those are my thoughts on jealousy, y'all. I know this might sound like it was like all over the place, but just I was trying to show you guys how I started off with my true views, right? And then they kind of got tarnished along the way, and then I had to unlearn that behavior, date people, meet people, and practice it in real life. Like, be with somebody and tell myself they are their own person. They are not my belonging. Because once I stopped seeing my partners as my belongings, that's when everything got easier. Because nobody belongs to nobody. All that shit that I belong to you, you belong to me. Shut up. Y'all are your own individuals. You're your own individuals. And when you're with somebody, it's more of a partnership, like a collaboration. Two people come together, make things better. You know what I mean? But it should never be a necessity to be with one another. It should just be supplemental. I always say that. So when you view it like that, then you don't view your partners as a belonging. And then when you feel jealousy, which is going to happen, it's completely normal. It happens in almost every setting. Then you get to understand better how to respond to it and how to catch little things and how to stop yourself from toxic behavior, inappropriate behavior, invading the person's privacy, because again, at the end of the day, they are their own individual and they are not your belonging. Just because somebody's dating you or with you doesn't mean you're entitled to seeing their phone or seeing their computer. Like, that's not how that works. And if they're doing shady stuff, the truth will always come to light. It will always come to life. So yeah, that's where I stand with jealousy. I hope that you guys kind of understood what I was trying to say out of all of this. Like, it's normal to feel jealous, but acting out on it a lot of the times is not appropriate. And it has led a lot of people to do crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, like all the way to murder. You know what I mean? So yeah, it it makes me not want to date right now. But I have dated people, and honestly, when things don't work out, when I start feeling triggered by certain things, if I start and triggered by certain things, I mean that, like, by, so now that I've been dating people, when I start feeling like it's not working out, or like it's just not rubbing me the right way, I cut it off. I'm not gonna deal with it. When they start showing tendencies that are not okay, their morals and values don't align with one another, and that's a segue for another podcast. I don't want it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to be with them. It's just that simple. But anyways, I do have a friend of mine coming onto my podcast soon. Her name is Katarina. We will be talking about more in depth about fitness, eating habits, eating disorders, things like that. So stay tuned for that. Again, thank you for being here. If you made it all the way to the end and watching my video, I have more content to come. And for now, y'all are just going to watch me talking to myself to my microphone in my room by myself until I have guests. But anyways, y'all have a good day. Bye.